Let's move on further. We'll create another file. Now, till now we have created just one file, that is session1.py. Okay. Let's again right click here, new, go for Python file. Now we'll create here, say session1-2.py. Now over here, we would be creating another example in Python. Now this example would be basically for variables. Okay, now I was talking about variables, but what are variables? Now I have used this hash over here. You can see whatever I'm typing, it will not execute. It will not have any effect. If I try to execute this program, there will be no output. So basically, if you have to write something in comments, okay, then you will have to use this hash for Python. Okay, comments basically means what? I'm writing something for my knowledge. It is not for the Python compiler to compile or execute. Okay, it will not have any effect on my execution. It is only for whatever the programmer's comments the programmer has to write down. Hence, we can use this hash and then we can write whatever text we want to write it down. That won't be executed by the Python compiler. So now, if I'm telling about variables, what are variables? Basically, if I have to store something, I need some container. So variable is nothing but a container in a programming language. Basically, I want to store some values. Okay, I want to store my name. I want to store some username. I want to store some user email address. I want to store some user mobile number. Then I will require some containers to store those. Those are variables. One more example. All of you must have filled in the Gmail registration form. We all have our Gmail IDs. We go to the gmail.com site. We go for a new user registration. What all things it asks us? It asks for the username. It asks for the password, the email address, the mobile number, alternate email probably. And there are many other fields. Okay, just some of them I have listed. So now all this information, it would be also storing somewhere, because once we create a user ID, I can log in with the same username password the next time. I don't have to create it every time, right? Which means that data is being stored somewhere. So similarly, if in your programming, you want to store some data, you would require some containers. Those are your variables. Okay. So now let's create some example on variables. For example, let's say we want to store information about Instagram user. Okay, so we would require what? First of all, the username. So let's take up user underscore name. Let's take up for Zook. Okay, R pocket. Is this a username? Okay. So Rocket. Okay. Fine. Rocket as a username. Rocket Sing. Oh my God. Okay. Fine. Then mobile number, I'm taking just a dummy number. That's okay. Then user email, another variable. Let's create one, say rocket@gmail.com. Okay. Then for Instagram, what do we have? Basically some number of posts. So I want to keep a track of that also. So let's take some number, say 306 as number of posts. Let's keep one more variable, say is valid. Now this is a kind of variable I'm creating as Boolean variable. Okay, I'll just make a note of this. Boolean variable will always have a value either true or false. So here I'm keeping the value true. Boolean basically means you can only have a value in the variable which can be a true value or a false value. Now this number of posts is a kind of variable we have created as int variable. Email ID is a variable of type string. Similarly, we can take user number or user underscore mobile is a variable of type integer. And again, these two are of variable of type string. So I have added this in the comments just for your understanding purposes. So we have the string variables. We have this integer variable, again a string, again an int, and a Boolean variable over here. Now we have added various values in this variables. But what is the output of the program? We have not used any print statement currently. So it will not give you any output as such, right? So we'll have to use the print statement now. So let's use here print. Open the bracket. I want to print a username. So let's print here user underscore name. You can see below, okay, whenever I'm typing, I'm getting this pop-up below automatically. That is the use of using this PyCharm environment. Okay, it increases the speed of your programming. I can just use a tab key to insert whatever suggestions it is giving me. Similarly, I want to insert the user mobile. Then I want to insert the user email. Then its number of post. And then it is valid. So we have printed all the given variables. Now we would get some output, right? Once I execute this. What is the shortcut for executing? Alt Shift F10, press enter. You get the username printed, full name, mobile number, email, number of post, and is valid true. Now let's enhance this example a bit. I'll keep this as it is because we would be uploading this, so you will require session by session, like whatever examples we have done. I would do one thing. Let's create another Python file. Say session 1 of 3 Python. So now here, let's create another example of again variables, but we would be performing some calculation part over here. Okay. Along with that, also with printing earlier, like here, we were just printing the variable names. What if I want to concatenate a text and then print, like say the username is colon, and then I want to print the value of username. So that we will work on in this particular example. So let's create some product information over here, right? So let's take a product name. Again, remember variable names, you can take any name you wish to. It is not that you have to take the names that I have taken. You can also take ABC as a variable name. Totally up to you. But as a programmer, take proper names as to what value you're going to store in that. Suppose you want to store there a value of a username, preferably take a variable which would be named as username, so that you remember in the future programming. There is no compulsion as such. It could be any name you wish to take. So let's take a product name. Let's take here, say Dell laptop as a product. Then let's take another variable, say product underscore price, because I want to store here the price. Let's give here a value as a 53,000. Let's take QTY for quantity. Let's keep it 20. We want to calculate the total amount, and that is what I want to multiply the product price with the quantity. That amount should be the value in total amount. So I'm writing here product price multiplied by quantity. So I have used here a multiplication operator. This asterisk is a multiplication operator. Okay, I'm just writing down over here, used for multiplication. Okay, this asterisk one. Then I'm giving here, say another value is available, and here we are giving true. Again, a Boolean one we have taken. Okay, so now we want to print. So we just gave a print statement. I want to print the product name is colon and the value of product name, not just Dell laptop. Okay, so we give here a text. The product name is, give a colon, a space. After this double quotes, I'm giving a plus sign, and then I'm writing product underscore name, which means it will first print this text. Okay. After that, it will print the value of product name, that is Dell laptop would be printed after this. If you don't give a space here, it would not be printed. So it's a proper way is giving a space after printing the text. Again, the next print statement, say the product price is, and here we are printing the value of product price. Okay. We would be getting some error over here, but I will make you understand why the error has come, and then we will solve the error later on. Okay. So currently I'm writing it as it is. Then we would be writing the total amount. So total amount is, here we write down the value of total underscore amount. Then we write down a print statement, say is the product available for online purchase. Okay, and we print here the value of is available. Now I'm already telling you that we're going to have some errors in this. So let us execute this. Okay, 1 of 3. See, it gives you on what line the error is. Line number is line number 8. Okay, here the error is. Why is the error? It is saying product price is plus product price can only concatenate str to str. Str basically is a short form for string in Python. Okay, which means this print method will only take string as the value to be printed. Now, what is the value in product price? It is an integer value. What are we trying to print over here? A string. Along with that, an integer value. That is the reason we got this error, which means I have to convert this an int value to a string value. So I will have to write down over here str, open the bracket, close the bracket. Similarly, over here, str, open the bracket, close the bracket. Now, this str over here is an inbuilt function in Python, which will convert the given parameter over here into string, and then that would be printed. So if now even this is a string parameter, this is a string parameter. So we should not get any error. Okay, let's try and execute. Okay, again, the line number 10. Okay, again here also, this is a Boolean and it is a string. So again here also we will need to convert to string. So wherever the value is in string, no issues, as it is can be printed. But wherever you are having any integer values or any Boolean values, if you have to use in print along with a string, then you will have to convert it to str. Okay. Earlier, we had not used any string. We were only giving in print the product price. So by default, it was converting into str. But over here, we are concatenating a string with an int. We were trying to do that earlier. Hence, we got the error over here. Okay. Now, this is basically known as your type conversion. You're converting one variable from one type to another type. Hence, we call it as type conversion. This integer variable, we converted to string over here. This variable of again integer converted to string variable. This variable of type Boolean converted to string variable. So again, I'll show the output to you. See, now it is proper. We get product name is Dell laptop. We get the product price is 53,000. Okay, we get the total amount 53,000 multiplied by 20 is what amount we are getting it over here. Okay. Similarly, is the product available for online purchase? True. So in this way, we have seen creating some variables, adding some values in the variables, performing some calculations on it, and printing with a string, concatenating the variable value along with that. Okay.